Have you ever heard of the phrase, the silent killer? It's frightening, but that is exactly what heart disease is, the leading cause of death worldwide. Every year, millions of people lose their lives to it, and most of them never realized their hearts had been under threat all along. What's even more alarming is that there is a dangerous accomplice that fuels this killer, and that is obesity. Many people think obesity only affects appearance, making us less confident or limiting our clothing choices. But the truth is far more terrifying. Obesity silently damages the cardiovascular system, causing dangerous complications and, in some cases, stealing lives without warning. Imagine this. Your heart has to beat more than 100,000 times every single day to pump blood throughout your body. Now, when your body weight increases excessively, your heart is forced to work much harder. It strains, it weakens, and eventually, one day, it may suddenly stop beating without any sign in advance. So, why is obesity so dangerous to the heart? How exactly does it affect blood vessels, blood pressure, and heart rhythm? And is there a way to protect our hearts from this silent killer? That's exactly what we'll explore in today's video. First, we need to clearly understand, what is obesity? According to the World Health Organization, WHO, obesity is a condition in which excess fat accumulates in the body, directly harming health. To determine this, people often use the body mass index, BMI, calculated as weight divided by the square of height. A BMI of 25, 29.9 is considered overweight. A BMI of 30 or higher is considered obese. It may sound like just numbers, but behind those numbers lies a very serious problem. Obesity doesn't just make it harder to choose clothes or cause fatigue when moving. It also brings along a series of dangerous diseases, especially cardiovascular diseases. Specifically, obesity can lead to high blood pressure. When body weight increases, the heart must pump harder to supply blood, which raises blood pressure. Atherosclerosis. Excess fat builds up in the artery walls, forming plaques that block blood flow. Coronary artery disease. When arteries that supply blood to the heart become blocked, the risk of a heart attack can strike at any moment. Heart failure. When the heart is overworked for a long period, it gradually weakens and loses its ability to pump blood effectively. Here's a simple example you might easily notice in daily life. Imagine two people climbing the stairs to the third floor. One person, with a normal weight, reaches the top fairly comfortably, just slightly out of breath. Meanwhile, the other person, who is obese, starts gasping for air halfway, their heart pounding, sweat pouring down. This shows that their heart is working much harder to pump blood throughout the body. If this continues over time, the heart will become weaker and weaker. And this isn't just a simple example. In fact, many medical studies have confirmed that obese individuals are 2 to 3 times more likely to develop heart disease compared to those with normal weight. Even being just 5 to 10 kilograms overweight can significantly raise blood pressure and increase the risk of a heart attack by up to 12%. What makes this even more dangerous is that heart disease caused by obesity often shows no clear symptoms at the beginning. Many people think they are just a little overweight until suddenly they experience chest pain, shortness of breath, or even a heart attack without warning. That is why the link between obesity and heart disease is not just a theory. It has been proven by data, research, and even the everyday experiences we see around us. To understand why obesity is so dangerous to the heart, let's imagine the heart as an engine. Think of a small motorbike designed to carry one person. If you load it with 3 people and a pile of luggage, what will happen? At first, it still runs, just more slowly and consuming more fuel. But if you keep pushing it like that every day, the engine will wear out quickly and may break down at any time. The human heart works in the same way. When body weight increases, the heart is forced to work harder to pump blood to every organ. And this constant strain creates a series of serious problems. First, obesity raises blood pressure. When there is too much fat in the body, especially visceral fat, blood vessels are compressed and the passage narrows. Blood must flow through these blocked roads, increasing the pressure inside the vessels. The heart has to pump harder to push blood through, eventually leading to high blood pressure. High blood pressure itself is a major risk factor for stroke and heart attack. Second, obesity causes abnormal blood lipids. People who are overweight or obese often have high levels of bad cholesterol, LDL, and triglycerides, while good cholesterol, HDL, decreases. This imbalance allows fat to stick to artery walls, forming plaques. These plaques are like dirt stuck inside water pipes, gradually blocking the flow or even completely clogging it. If this happens in the arteries that supply blood to the heart, the result can be a heart attack that threatens life. Third, obesity makes the heart enlarge and weaken. Imagine lifting weights at the gym. If you lift within your ability, you can train for a long time. But if you constantly lift weights that are too heavy, your muscles quickly tire and risk injury. The heart is the same. When the body is too heavy, the heart has to lift heavier weights every single day. Over time, the heart enlarges, the muscle weakens, and eventually heart failure occurs. Heart failure means the heart can no longer pump blood effectively, a very dangerous condition. Fourth, obesity causes chronic inflammation in the body. Few people realize that excess fat tissue is not just stored energy, it also releases substances that trigger inflammation. These low-grade inflammations damage the inner lining of blood vessels, making them stiff and less elastic. This not only raises the risk of heart disease, but also affects the entire circulatory system. To see this more clearly, let's look at a striking figure. According to the American Heart Association, about 70% of patients hospitalized with cardiovascular disease have a BMI above normal. Studies also show that losing just 5 to 10% of body weight can significantly lower the risk of heart disease. This proves that obesity truly delivers a silent attack on our hearts. Think about it. Every time you climb the stairs, jog, or even walk briskly, your heart starts pounding. Sweat pours down, and you feel exhausted. That is your heart crying for help. It's saying, I am overworked. Please lighten the burden for me. And the most dangerous part is that this process happens slowly and silently, causing many people to be careless. By the time the disease shows itself, it is often already in a severe stage, difficult to treat. That's why understanding the mechanisms by which obesity damages the heart is not only about recognizing the danger, but also a wake-up call for each of us to start protecting ourselves. When it comes to obesity and heart disease, many people still think it's just a distant risk, not something to really worry about. But in reality, the numbers reveal a truly alarming picture. According to the World Health Organization, about 7.9 million people die each year from cardiovascular diseases, accounting for nearly 32% of all global deaths. Among these, obesity is one of the biggest contributing factors. In the United States alone, the American Heart Association reports that nearly 70% of obese individuals have at least one cardiovascular condition. These numbers are not just dry statistics, they reflect real life around us. You may have heard of someone in their early 40s, seemingly healthy, who suddenly suffered a heart attack and passed away. Looking back, it turns out they had lived with obesity, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol for years without proper treatment. A study in the UK showed that obese individuals live on average 7 years shorter than those with a healthy weight. Not only that, their quality of life is also significantly reduced. They tire easily, struggle to breathe, have limited mobility, suffer from poor sleep, and often rely on medications to control blood pressure or cholesterol. Imagine this. An obese person doesn't just face the risk of dying early, but even daily activities become a burden. Climbing a few steps leaves them breathless. Walking a short distance causes chest pain. Things that should be normal instead become a constant struggle. And sadly, once heart disease develops, treatment is costly, prolonged, and never fully restores the heart to its original state. This reality is a powerful warning for all of us. Obesity is not just about appearance. It can steal away health, lifespan, and even the future of each individual. After understanding the dangerous link between obesity and heart disease, many people may feel worried, even anxious. But the good news is, we can completely change, and every change begins with small but consistent steps. The first and most important thing is weight control. You don't need to force yourself to lose weight rapidly. Instead, set realistic goals. Losing 0.5 to 1 kilogram per week. Studies show that losing just 5 to 10% of body weight can already improve blood pressure, lower cholesterol, and significantly reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. To achieve this, we need to focus on nutrition. Prioritize vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts, and legumes while limiting fast food, fried dishes, and sugary sodas. You don't have to follow strict diets that make you miserable. Simply adjusting your eating habits toward healthier choices will protect your heart more each day. Along with nutrition comes physical activity. Not everyone has time to go to the gym, but you can start with simple actions: walking 30 minutes a day, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, or choosing activities you enjoy, such as cycling, swimming, or dancing. What matters is not how long you exercise in one day, but consistency and persistence. In addition, don't forget to manage stress and get enough sleep. Prolonged stress not only makes you prone to overeating, but also increases the risk of high blood pressure and arrhythmia. Sleeping 7 to 8 hours each night helps the body restore energy, balance hormones, and keep the heart healthier. Finally, remember to have regular health checkups. Many cardiovascular diseases progress silently without us noticing. Regular screenings help detect problems early and provide timely solutions instead of waiting until the condition becomes severe. As you can see, obesity and heart disease are frightening, but we are not powerless. By changing our mindset and actively building a healthy lifestyle starting today, you can completely break free from this dangerous cycle and live a life full of health and vitality. Dear friends, we have journeyed together to uncover the harsh connection between obesity and heart disease, two silent killers that are taking away the health and lives of millions of people around the world every single day. But remember this: fear alone is not enough. What truly matters is action. Every meal you choose, every step you take, every hour of sleep you respect, all of it contributes to either protecting or destroying your heart. If you are carrying some extra weight today, don't wait until the doctor rings the alarm bell. Start now with a healthier meal, a simple workout, or even just saying no to a sedentary lifestyle. Health cannot be bought with money, and once the heart is damaged, it can never return to what it once was. That's why you must love your body more, care for it every day, so that in the future you can live fully with your family, your friends, and the things you cherish most. If you find this message meaningful, please share it with others. Who knows, just one small action from you today could save someone's life tomorrow. Let us build a healthier community together, a place where obesity and heart disease are no longer a silent death sentence, but challenges we can overcome with determination and the love we give to ourselves.